If we handed you a random product and social media network, could you find a market for the product and sell a bunch of them? Or what if you saw a brand new opportunity on social media? Would you know how to capitalize, or are you going to wait until somebody spoon feeds you the answer? Welcome to the Digital Marketing Misfits show, where we, a group of experienced marketers, take on ridiculous and often hilarious marketing challenges to put our skills to the test. We also discuss current marketing events, trends we see on social media, and more. Digital Marketing Misfits is like your favorite morning radio show, except we've applied that entertaining style to the often boring subject of digital marketing. So tune in for some pure marketing mayhem as we make marketing fun again on the Digital Marketing Misfits show.
Already a fantastic start. I think I did that in reverse. That's what happens when the bus driver, Dom, is not here. I was like, click, click, and it's going live. And I'm like, shit, I already hit the intro. But we're live with the Misfits. So welcome, everybody, to another fun-filled hour or whatever. Dom is not with us, but we got almost
live chaos.
When did we have all of the Misfits at once? Did we have it last week?
No.
No.
It's been a while. Weeks.
That's going to start conspiracy theories. Like one of us is switching body. Like, you know, we can't all be in the same room at the same time.
It is like herding cats.
Yeah, it is.
For sure. So
with that,
for tonight's topic, do we want to talk about new content creator trends that are happening right now within content creators? Now, a lot of people go on social media and they like to post their own pictures, their own kids' stuff, what they got going on with their family. But as content creators, we usually make content with value. And as creating value, a lot of times we try to also monetize that in different ways. And there's a lot of really cool new ways, I think, to be able to monetize right now. I know that some of you guys might have seen some of those like UPC people that are going on TikTok live for 10 hours a day.
Dude, don't drop that shit in the chat again. Don't drop that again. That stuff's freaky.
It is freaky. It's weird as heck. And I guess there's that one creator that was making between $2,000 to $4,000 per live from basically reacting to people giving gifts.
Yeah.
Like if somebody said like a little like a chili pepper is like, no, spicy, and like we go yum yum yum, and like it's absolutely wild and it's so weird, but they're making an absolute killing. And now there's a whole vibe where people are like, what? I can make I'm doing it. Screw it. And so there's a lot of people that are just kind of copycatting almost like as a half of a joke, half like, oh my God, can I actually do this?
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
I got to try to find the video. He dropped it in one of our chats. It's in
the Misfit podcast topic area, I think.
Can you keep talking about it? I'll try to grab it.
It is. It's up there. I see it.
But
it's wild.
Yeah.
I think one of the other girls' name is like Cherry Crush TV or Cherry T. I can't remember one of them, but it's wild. Some of the stuff that they're doing. I think another big trend right now is the TikTok ad for creators, where creators are able to create ads for other companies that get put on their pages, not your personal pages. So you're not leveraging your audience, but you are creating ads for other pages.
So basically they're paying them like to be their representative, their face of their brand.
They're the billboard that gets
you are the billboard
to run the content on.
And when they run your content, you make a commission on however many sales, but that other company is running the ads on TikTok for you.
I mean, for a lot of people who just enjoy kind of like being that fun creator, I think of a few channels like the husband and wife that, you know, he always says something and she throws something at his head as he's walking away. It's been mega viral. Like I think of people like that. That's like
the guy that always catches it.
Yeah, almost catches it. Yeah. But yeah, those are no brainers for accounts like that. People who just want to make fun, pure entertainment, whether it's comedy, you know, reenactments, whatever that might be. Maybe it's one of these weird UPC content creators that are out there. That UPC stuff real quick. I just want to make this like, it reminds me of this video, or not this video, but this movie that came out. It was a really shitty movie. But it was like, that was like the whole thing. People could bet and like make people do things through like social apps, like Daredevil shit. doing drugs, jumping off buildings, base jumping. It was super wild. I can't remember the name of it, but it was it reminds me a lot of that. And that's like I think that's a slippery slope when you got people like, all right, let me pay you to control you,
Should I try to do the presentation? Should I try to present it?
You
Want me to
can
give it a whirl? Oh boy. Here we go. Here we go. You guys keep talking amongst yourselves.
It's working so good, Scotty. Good job.
That's not it.
So I guess another thing that we could talk about is like on TikTok. Have you guys been seeing where people are putting their direct affiliate links direct on their pages, where there's a little button with the content creation that they're creating that are driving people direct to a product? Obviously, we've been in the marketing game for a while and we like to collect leads, but it's a pretty cool little thing where they can throw like a little affiliate link. I think one of the ones that I keep seeing all the time are the ones where they're taking that little can and it's crushing so you can like chug a beer or chug a drink like instantly. Have you seen those?
I have not seen that. That's wild.
And
I don't understand the appeal.
I'm still dying laughing at Scotty. I can't even keep up.
I don't even understand what occurred.
I'm like crying because he was really set on trying to present that too.
She knew I was going hard on that. I'm like,
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Are you sure? I was going to present on my end, but for some reason, StreamYard doesn't like me. It won't let me share sound.
Guys, we've been doing this for over a year and we don't.
Can I eat it? So cute.
Is this on?
Balloon.
Yes, it's on.
Take your Maya. Take your Anna. Take your Jolan. Take your Anusti. Take your Rika.
She makes popcorn with her little iron thing in her hand and waits for it to pop. That's like her little like keeping people there for a longer period of time.
This is some Black Mirror shit.
It really is.
It really is. But now my whole feed after watching one of these is now full of this crap.
Oh my god.
I never want to say that again.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
So I tell them I'm not clicking any of your shit because sometimes it could be that, it could be other stuff. But yeah,
it's wild. It is wild. But it's weird. But I'm kind of glad I get to see some of the craziness that's out there and what some of these content creators are doing. Not that I want to do it.
What's more disturbing though? Like they're able to make pretty damn good money, or people are willing to pay them to do that. You know what I mean? It's like,
yes.
What's happened?
She keeps like 30 to 60,000 people in her live at a time.
But now that I've seen that, I've seen more on my FYP now. Like they come up and I'm like, what am I watching? Like young men. One of the big ones
that I think was a Cherry something TV or whatever. She's another one of the big ones that's out there. It's wild.
What is the appeal? Like, I guess everything has an audience.
I'm mind fucked right now. Like,
I honest to God, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is like the kids grew up, younger generation grew up playing games where their characters, before they get into the game, they're just like, they're clicking there and they're ready to play the game. I have no idea. Maybe. What did I just click into?
R.I.P. Braden. To your For You page.
Yeah, that's wild. Oh, it reminds me of the like those Twitch streamers that we got caught up looking at one night. I think it was after one of the live casts with on the Misfits week, but it was people who were like writing their name and like X amount of dollars they would write at certain places. So I think that it just proves that no matter what kind of weird shit you're into, as long as it's not like you're hurting people, you're not doing that. I think there's a market for you to create content and monetize that weird shit that you love doing.
I think TikTok does a really good job at finding
connecting
those weird people for that. Yeah, finding that audience for them. They're really, really good at that.
You mean China's really good at social engineering us to make? No. That's another podcast.
That conspiracy theory podcast is on Friday.
Exactly.
That's all I can think of. It makes planking look normal, and like that's the most like viral weird thing I can think of from.
That's funny.
In recent time, at least, that before short form social media was a thing, like that was really just bizarre. Like,
Barbara,
why was planking a thing? But like now we're ding 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 reacting on the lines, and people are paying people to do so. Like, I just don't understand.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And the amount of gifts that you have to make that kind of money is just absolutely
insane.
Because I think for each gift, don't you only get like a sixth of a penny or something?
Right, but like, I don't even know what half of those gifts are. So how do you announce them? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like,
well, for them, they know that if she puts it up there, she reacts to it.
Balloon. I'm gonna figure this out.
I feel like she should be a freestyle rapper with all that.
Yeah, like
your ability to improvise so immediately.
I think the funniest one that I've seen of her, like she was in that character, and I guess one of her kids like knocked some shit over on the table, and she completely broke character and went from like, "Hey, yes, love you," to "What the fuck are you doing? You break that shit, you're gonna buy it." Just completely broke character and went nuts, and everybody was going absolutely crazy in the local. I guess somebody screen recorded and reposted it. It was hilarious.
That's so funny. I wonder if that would like boost her like brand or detract, because I feel like people would be like into that.
I'm just confused how anybody's into it.
TikTok UPC creator lost her account today as the mob ganged up on her for being a human.
Mass reported her.
Yep. Too much silence. Talk amongst yourselves.
I guess
that's where you jump in with words, Thad.
I don't have any fresh words for you. I know there was another topic that I think we wanted to bring up, and I cannot remember it for the life of me, and that's what really aggravates me. But it's so deep in this chat of ours that it's impossible to dig out. Yeah.
What is it, Ryan?
Oh, it was the AI. What was the AI girlfriend?
Oh my gosh.
That kind of went dark.
Yeah.
Where I can't remember the topic or where that video is at, but it was super intriguing because I remember we brought it up like several weeks back or one of these crazy episodes where we're talking about these. How they were. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because we looked at that again today, right? About the AI girlfriend. Right. And then when I went to look for something, there was an article that talked about AI generated influencers. And I started reading it. I think it was on, I don't know, it might have been on Twitter or yeah. But then, you know how like the top, it's like where the news article came from? It was ChatGPT. So I had to then go, I'm like, okay, is this, you know what I mean? Is this what we're coming to where ChatGPT is generating bullshit articles? So then I had to dig a little bit deeper. I found it on Yahoo and some other stuff, but I was still thinking, I'm like, well, that could have just been ChatGPT making up a story about AI influencers. It was still pretty interesting.
What if all of these UPC creators are AI influencers? Because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Don't know. Well, this was written though. That's the only difference so far. So who's gonna buy the AI girlfriend so we can test it? Is that one of the tests we're gonna do next week? Challenges?
I am the AI girlfriend.
Ain't that
sounds expensive?
No, I don't know. Some people look at that as cheaper than a real.
Well, I mean, it really depends on where it really takes you. You know, like, oh, please enter your credit card. It's going to turn into like one of those games you download on your phone that's free, and they're like, oh, but you have to pay for every little thing that you want to do on it. That's exactly what that AI.
Yeah, like the base girlfriend is like.
So like real life, okay. Without the divorce, see, that's what I was saying.
Base girlfriend's plain Jane, dresses like me, like just kind of not the best conversationalist. You got to upgrade to like smart, funny, wears makeup, like.
Scotty signs up for the monthly recurring. At 6 months in, he realizes it's not for him, and they end up taking half his house.
Yeah, she's cheating on me with an AI boyfriend. So I'm like,
ooh.
It's going to happen. We're going to laugh, but there are going to be these things going on.
Well, wasn't there a whole movie? Haven't there been movies about like, smart house? There was a whole house that was an AI generated house, and Katie Seagal or whatever her name is. Love that
Is
character.
that the chick? Is that the chick from
Sons of
How to
Anarchy?
Fly? Oh, her. Like Peg Bundy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
All my children.
Yeah, that's. I feel so bad for her. That's what we have. Who is that really great actress? Oh yeah, Peg Bundy. Gets back to
I
that
mean, it's classic.
So I think Davey has a good question here. Hollywood statement: Hollywood and AI. What's happening there? And I feel like this is another one of those things. Like back in the day when we had tapes, then CDs, and then everything started going digital. Then we had the Napster and LimeWire. We were downloading, and all the music creators were freaking out and we'll never sell anything ever again. And I think we're in another one of those turning points where if you were an existing actor or trying to still make it, it's almost like some of them sign their life away and they're kind of screwed. But then the newest people, there's this learning curve, and we quite haven't figured out how to leverage AI and still need the real people and find the spot for these people. I think there's big changes coming on, but we're in that spot. We're in the between, I guess, downloading free music from the internet and when everybody was charging for CDs. I feel like we're in that era because a lot of these actors that have signed the waivers and things to studios, they've already signed over their likeness to them, so they don't need them anymore because they're able to create with AI. And they've already signed their likeness away. So their likeness is no longer valid with these people. But I think the new actors and stuff coming in, I think the contracts are going to change big time, where you just can't use somebody's likeness whenever, wherever, however you want. I feel like a lot of people probably got shafted because they just were not in the know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You know that dude, Devin Sawa, that was on Final Destination, Casper, like that main dude that in those movies. I saw a tweet from him that said he had signed a contract stating that they could use his likeness in the future without he didn't have to give future consent.
Right.
And so when Final Destination 5 came out, he was in the movie and he had no idea. Like he didn't find out about it till the movie was released, and he didn't know. He didn't get paid a damn penny for it because he had signed his rights away to his own likeness.
And back then, using your likeness was probably meant, I'm going to use this on a poster board to sell the one that he was in. I'm going to use your likeness to sell this. We may put it on a cup. We may put it here. Yes. So he was able to sign that away, not knowing what it was going to be today.
Right.
So those people are screwed.
I definitely think that there's going to be an entire new branch of creative economy that comes out of independent artists creating their own thing. I mean, Nick D, the guy that went viral for Fineapple, I don't know if you guys know who that is. He makes hella viral music on TikTok, and he's an independent artist, and he lays out honestly how easy it is to make six figures with music on there. And I can just see the same thing happening with production and series and stuff like that, because you're exactly right, Jason. The contracts are going to change, but it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens and what types of things are going to get built from here.
Yeah. I dropped the TLC reference.
If I was in that position, I would start thinking of ways to maybe leverage my likeness in social media, get my face out there, and try to do something different. Because if you do things the way that things have been running for the last 15, 20, 30 years, I think you're going to be left behind.
Yeah.
I know Mark was trying to say something about his TLC reference, but I have a question about the Final Destination guy. If anybody has seen that movie that he's in, does he have a speaking part or is he just in it? That's what I'm really curious about, because that's super intriguing, because I keep reading about all the strikes that are happening in Hollywood. Shows are getting moved all around and shuffled here and there because of whatever the hell the strike's about. But I'm just kind of curious, with the way that voice is going to, AI is helping you shape voice, the deep fakes and all the stuff that are existing. Like, how close are you to completely replacing, like, let's say Tom Cruise, and before you know it, it's like Mission Impossible 57, and he hasn't aged a day. You know what I mean? Like how soon does it take before all of those all those actors are just completely replaced?
But see,
I'm really curious about that.
Then it
That's
becomes like
what-
a comic book or like a graphic novel where it just like the characters don't age and you can go on ad infinitum because.
But that is part of what
Use
this
them
strike
forever.
is about. That's like unions and studios, unions and whatever, they always teeter, right? So part of the contract is what they're working on is you have the studios are going to have to agree to this amount of things will be actual actors. This will be from actual writers. So that's to prevent what you're talking about. Will it happen? Who knows? But that's how they, they step in and say, okay, we'll agree, but you have to use on all films produced in whatever, 80% of the characters have to be, actual paid actors, and it can't be like the guy signing his rights away. You can't just, oh yeah, we'll use him for this film and subsequent films without him knowing. And that's where I was going with TLC. I know that's a little dated. It's just like it's really hard too because you got to think these guys and gals signed this shit when they were hungry. Their waiters are like, I'm finally made it in Hollywood. Yeah, I'll sign it. You don't know what the hell any of that means. You probably don't have a great agent. And years down the line, when you're kind of maybe starting to get work, you still don't know how this industry works. You just want to make money, because you're not an accountant. You just want to pursue your passion, like the UPI.
Would these actors even still get credit at the end of the movie for the casting and credits anymore? If it's actually not them that they didn't act anymore, do they get the credit? Do the people who created their likeness for that movie, do they get the credit?
Right.
And if it is their likeness, do they get the credit where they can utilize that in their portfolio or whatever? Because it was them, they didn't act, but can they use that in their portfolio or not? There's a lot of weird gray areas, I think.
Yeah.
AI has created. Now, I think in 10, 20 years, we're probably going to iron a lot of this stuff out. But right now, it's wild, wild west.
Yeah. I don't think this revolution is going to take 20 years, though. It's much faster. It's like, oh, look, ChatGPT. Oh, shit. It's replacing actors. That happened in the span of less than a year. Whereas, in the past, it took a while. People were like, oh, I don't really know about this technology. Everything is accelerating upon itself. So,
and then you think about the power of social media on top of that and how much it accelerates everything else. I mean, every other strike that's going on in the world, and things are getting seen the way they've never been seen before.
Now, I think that talks right to what all of you guys on the screen do way more than me, but you talk about it a lot. That really enforces what you guys talk about all the time, the power of a personal brand. Because then you come at it from a stronger negotiating place. I'm not saying, you're going to be a Hollywood star from starting a TikTok, but you can make a hell of a lot of money in your small circle and control your influence as your brand, which is what all of you guys talk about all the time. Would you like to talk about that, Barb?
I'm going to be dead ass right now. I was thinking, that show Orphan Black, where it's like one actress and she plays like, oh my God, you guys, comment if you've seen Orphan Black. Anyway, this one actress plays like 10 characters and she's so good and it's just mind blowing. But anyway, I was thinking, I wonder if I could like create a movie where I could be like 10 characters but each is like based on me, but just, slightly different. Like one's like a Russian spy. One is like a redheaded mom from the suburbs, like goody two shoes kind of a thing. And then, but you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, I could play 10 characters for the price of 3. I don't know. That's where my mind was. Not around personal branding for once.
Can you imagine making like the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks? Now you only got one person you got to create. You only need one likeness.
Yeah.
For the whole damn movie.
That's wild.
That is wild.
Imagine being able to actually clone something to act as you and then just saying, pay me double, I cloned myself.
Or still getting paid for your likeness and you didn't do shit.
Yeah, that's
That would be the
That's more
smart
the.
actor contract. Now you got that passive income as an actor. You don't have to do anything.
Mhm.
Just keep selling that likeness to everybody.
Yeah, like
Okay.
royalties. Every time you use my likeness for every minute in the film, it's da 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 da.
Right.
And you can never age. It's the ultimate catfish.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, Fast and Furious can make 17,000 more, and they can take on Martians in space, and Lord knows what else they'll do.
I think the problem with that though is that they'll have somebody, and I think this is what the union protects, is they will have somebody that just recreates whatever you create. You have to end up somehow placing yourself as a point of value and not being able to give up the power of your brain.
Mm.
Right. And so that's where I'm thinking, clone yourself, make it think like you, make it get creative like you.
Yeah, your mind would have to be the
muscle.
Yeah, ironically, like the intellectual property, like the black box where all the magic happens, and you don't ever that's really the only thing that you can protect.
It's the secret
Not your voice,
ingredient.
not your
Mind blown.
But even
Yeah.
that's like a personal brand. It's like the way you think, like your actual brain. That's like my mind just freaking exploded. But literally, it's like you can't duplicate someone else's brain, like their experiences, their personality, all the stuff that we talk about with personal branding, the thing that makes you you, the way you communicate, your vibe, all that. And so, if you could I don't know, somehow bottle that and sell that, I mean, that's like
You
the
make
essence of someone.
you make some type of, and that I think is the power of kind of what I think the economy will eventually go to, is that people will build something that is trained to be them and they will sell it as a robot. It is passive income. They don't have to do it. It will interact as the chat bot to do the work. It'll zap things up accordingly. It'll do the task. It'll train tasks.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, great. Pay me double. I'll give you 4 of these. Pay me more. I don't do anything. I trained the robot. Now I just watch the robots do their thing. So I manage a team of robots.
Even AI, that kind of shit as a service. Like, think of insurance, like life insurance, except instead of putting away money for and when you die, you can train an AI to talk like you, to look like you. And that way you can still communicate and have a relationship with a family member after they're deceased, because you could talk to them anytime. Like, it would be on Zoom, but when you're heartbroken and in grief, that's a Band-Aid. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Did you see where if you have one of the Alexa devices, I can't say it too loud, mine's going to go off. But if you have one of those devices, you can program it with a deceased person's voice to read bedtime stories and stuff to your kid with person's voice. So people who are content creators, or you have enough video and it learns that person's voice.
That's wild.
And it will talk to you and it teaches you. And it's like you said, oh, I'm looking for that comfort of that person that is no longer here. And it's supposed to give you that comfort. I saw that as one of the features. And I was like, wow.
And it's gonna come a long way from that little recording that you put in your teddy bear for your kid, like when your grandparents are, and it's like, hello, to scare my kids because it sounded so horrible. Now it's gonna be a fucking hologram.
And the more content that you have, now obviously all of us are content creators, so it could go through all the stuff and we could upload everything that we've ever made, and it could pick up on our voice, our mannerisms, words that we use. And the more that we have out there, the more it can pick up on, so we would know. Mm-hmm. But that's absolutely amazing to me that's even a thing. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. AI is getting
It's
AI
a little wild
to me. It's wild. And sometimes I don't know if I like it or don't like it.
Sometimes it's a little Norman Batesy. Like, as he's talking about a hologram, I'm over here thinking, there's some crazy things that people could do with some AI. And all I could think of was Norman Bates after my mind was blown. So I don't know. Here I am.
One of us is going to come on here as an AI likeness, and we'll see if anybody in the audience can pick it out.
Challenge accepted. Davey, I bet you can help me with that because you're a tech genius. Figure out how to make me an AI, and I'll come on here next week. Have you heard the conversation?
Have you heard that conversation with someone looking to buy a Tesla with an AI person? Unbelievably real.
Sure.
And to be honest with you, that's what kind of scares me because I immediately think of like all the wrong shit people could do with some of the stuff. So I'm
Right.
thinking of
Oh,
like,
hell yeah.
you know, phone calls to like your grandparents or your parents, and like, oh my god, I've been in an accident. You know, send money here.
Dude,
You know, that
scammers
almost
do
happened to
that.
my grandmother without AI. So yeah,
Yeah.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, there was, have you seen the TikToks? It was probably a month or two
Yeah.
ago, but it was like people, like scammers will call your phone, set their phone up to where it has your profile picture and your name, and they'll call like someone like your sister or your parent, whatever. And then they will use their voice and be like, I've been in an accident or somebody's holding me hostage and you need to send money to such and such.
Yeah.
But it's completely just like
Yep.
they get their voice from like presumably social media and stuff.
Yeah, my mom and I came up with the safe word, ironically, because it was viral on social media. She was like, in Oklahoma, let's come up with a safe word.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to know what it is. Put it in the chat. Like
Yeah, say it out loud.
Misfits.
Say it out loud with your password.
That's like
You
that
want
one
my
episode of The
social too?
Simpsons. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's fine. Take it.
Where Homer's with the devil and the devil's gonna like do nasty things to Homer, and he's the safe word is cinnamon, and Homer's like cinnamon, cinnamon, cinnamon.
Oh shit! Yeah, and it's so in the a lot. I think somebody just mentioned it's hard to comprehend the evil things you can do with that. But there was an article about, of course, this would happen. Someone created a worm using ChatGPT, a virus worm that is now undetectable to current software. What is it? Antivirus software. And it's a slow worm that embeds very slowly how it does it, because it's a unique thing that they were able to create because of ChatGPT helped them to do it. And now it's out there waiting to do whatever it's going to do to us. So it's fantastic. Yeah, it's exciting. Universal basic income, and hey, I'm happy. Just good to go. Sit on my rocking chair.
All right, so new topic. So I just watched one of our videos that we kind of had in the chat, and I kind of got me thinking. A lot of people will do things because it benefits them, and it doesn't necessarily benefit anybody else. There's a lot of gray hat, different techniques out there. This one kid has a van with tinted windows, and it says like bride to be, buy me a drink.
Yeah.
And so he drives around in this van with it takes a marker and writes it on the van, bride to be, buy me a drink, and puts like the Cash App. And so he just drives around all night and gets Cash Apps by people buying drinks, thinking it's like a bridal shower.
That's genius.
I mean, there's
Like,
there's
what are
always a
his?
hustle.
I would want to know what city is this? I need to know the details.
And supposedly, because I went and started digging in the chat, he also has mannequins inside of the car.
That's an elaborate hustle.
And he's a young
It is
kid,
an elaborate
too.
hustle.
Like the entrepreneur.
I mean, yeah.
And everybody in the chat, if you guys are watching, is that something that you would do? Is it wrong? It's just a handout.
Girls' night out. Venmo me, Venmo us, blah. We're heading to Vegas. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't do it because I want to be able to sleep at night, but also
yeah, I wouldn't do it either. But I'm curious to see what other people's reaction to something like that would be. I wouldn't do it, but
drop a 1 in the chat if you would, and a 2 if you wouldn't. Drop a deuce if you would not do this.
To everybody,
yeah, I have to agree with wrong is wrong, and I mean, just taking money and lying about like the reason you're asking for it. I think no matter how innocent and kind of like, oh, okay, well, you know, whatever the rationale, you'll tell yourself that this would be like somehow less than like creating like a fake GoFundMe or, you know, some fake charity, you know, because we would chastise anybody doing that stuff. Well, this is really no different, to be honest with you. Be honest, be transparent. there's a lot of ways you can make money, without having to like drive around town and rip people off. So that's just me.
Plus the cost of gas. I mean, in this economy, that's how you're going to.
I mean, right? You better have an electric vehicle or
Literally.
a Tesla or something. Can't be driving around all night on nothing.
If you have a Tesla, you should definitely not be scamming people. Prioritize.
Literally.
How do you think they got the Tesla?
What if you drove around and you said,
It's right off.
I just want you to Venmo me $20.
I mean, that's what people do on social media. They put their cash
Right.
apps in their bios and crap, and people just give them money. So,
or the people with that panhandle and have signs that say trying to buy some weed, like in a 40, like just being totally honest.
I'm here for it. I always give them what they want.
You just bring them a bag of weed and you're like, here.
Yep. Full bag. Here's a 40.
You just pull
it.
You pull your trench coat open and.
What would you like? No, I only because I eat like a bird. Ironically, I don't know why this matters for our podcast, but I barely eat because I just forget sometimes, most of the time, all the time, and then I end up giving leftovers. That's what I always give out. It's hot ass food. It's good ass food, and then I just give it.
There you go. So Weekly Investment said he used to do something similar in the 90s where he asked people for 25 cents to call parents, but he would use the money to buy video games. I mean, I guess as a teen or whatever, I guess a hustle is a hustle. Still not my fave, but I kind of think that might be a lead into something else that we were talking about, Scotty, where one of those ads that you had for Nike, where it was like using retro stuff and nostalgic content right now is absolutely hot. It is fire hot. Why is our generation so hung up on nostalgia stuff?
Everything old is new again. It's nothing new. You know what I mean? That's why, not on the same topic, but if you can pinpoint the trends that happened 15 years ago, it's going to come around and be hot again. And that's no different with this particular thing. And whatever was, it's weird. I don't have the brain pan to do that, but that's what people do. They simply look at neon ties and shoelaces. Okay, that was hot in 1986. So it's going to be hot again at some point going forward. Big shoulder pads, poofy hair.
I'm glad cargo pants are back because I never stopped wearing them.
Yeah. I mean,
this is like, fuck yeah.
Yes, I'm trendy again.
Jason, do you have that video though? That was pretty hot.
It is in the chat.
Yeah, I'll try to find it. You know how good I am.
It's not far. It's not very deep in.
Yeah.
You guys are so dirty.
Barb didn't even skip a beat on that one.
There. I made it easy for you, Marcus.
You got it? Okay, good.
Marcus.
Jason,
though I think for you, it's still coming through your microphone. I don't think you were able to share sound either. And Jason, my Heelys. Yeah, dude, I still rock my Heelys.
Did you? Oh, I didn't know you sent it to me. I thought you just. Okay. Stand by, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back.
Does anybody else also wear Heelys, or did you ever have Heelys or rollerblades?
I never had Heelys. We had rollerblades.
I had blades too, but I was doing construction, and when Heelys came out, I was a little bit older, and I would go through Home Depot with like 2x4s on my shoulder and just. I was probably the reason why Home Depot banned Heelys.
Did they?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Are we ready?
Set. You're not ready. No. All right. Don't leave us in anticipation, Scotty. You don't get us all excited. What year does this feel like to everybody?
Oh my gosh. It's
I mean,
like
definitely late
G-Force, but
80s,
like
early
He-Man and She-Ra kind of vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to me it was like screaming like 1996.
Yeah. I love the keyboard guitar. Bring that back, please.
I was thinking like 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday morning cartoons, late 80s.
Yeah.
90s.
I
Yeah.
was thinking comic cartoons I would watch with my
Teenage Mutant
mom
Ninja
as a
Turtles.
kid.
Jim and the Holograms.
Yeah.
I had a crush
I
on the
didn't-
computer, Synergy.
It really just makes me want to go buy a very colorful tracksuit and some Air Max, but it's just me.
We're that to Funnel Hacking Live with our camcorder.
Oh,
We're on it.
you haven't met me in person yet, and I'm a very loud person, like unintentionally.
Bring it. That's the
I'm
place
the opposite.
for it.
I'm quite a shit.
Well, no, I'm not talking noise. That's the ironic part about me, is even when I'm not making noise, I'm loud.
Stylish dresser.
It just
Okay.
happens. It just happens naturally. It's not even just my clothes. It's just like I don't fit in, and it's great, and I own it.
Funnel Hacking Live.
It's gonna be fun. Let us know if you're gonna be there.
And me and Braden are going to be in the corner, just quiet, watching everybody else, observing people watch it. Funnel Hacking Live. I think that's one of my favorite is watching other people.
I'm kind of excited. I'm going to have a ticket this time, and you're not going to have to sneak me in. So
You didn't even need one. I got you.
I know.
I got you the pass and everything. You were staff.
It's like, just walk in. I'm like, okay. And I just walked in. I'm up at the stage, and I'm like, yeah, the security sucks. It's awesome. If you see this on replay, that's all a joke.
They're like, who's that really tall guy in a trench coat?
Tall? No, not me. Or no. Trench coat, yes, but not tall. Yeah.
So,
Bad.
What else we got on the docket of topics this evening?
That's what I was kind of starting to go through, see if I could find
Should
something
I
else.
have played the Megan Rapinoe a little longer? I could have let it go all the way through.
Yeah, you definitely should have not killed it so far through. You
That's
should have
the
not
note.
time.
To kill time, play the 3-minute long TikTok. The audience loves it.
Would have kept some attention.
Yeah, I know.
At least mine.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe I'll hit the button. No, it's too early. No, we have to go 10 more minutes. Standing rule. So figure
You're the
something out.
only one that follows real rules here.
Yeah, I don't follow rules.
Misfits don't have a rule.
All right, well.
Anybody else in the comments? What have you
never
guys
hit the
seen?
button. It was the perfect time to hit the button.
I know. I was
You
trying
can
to
still
find
hit- Listen,
You
Scotty, if you want to hit the
perfectly
button
formed job.
mid-sentence, you can hit the damn button mid-sentence.
Guys, we really need an outro. Hey, thanks for listening. If you like this episode, please leave us a review, or better yet, take a screenshot on